This mutation is called Temple of Rebirth, and it is being played on Temple of the Past. We have 3 mutators active. We have Life Leech, we have Just Die, and we have Barrier. So enemy units are going to be really annoying to deal with, especially with the Just Die mutator, which just makes things just significantly more difficult. So we have Zeratul and Tychus that will be going ahead and dealing with this. I don't really think any of these commanders are going to have any problems dealing with such a difficult mutator set. And now we have Zeratul going to go ahead and try and do the perfect expand. I actually do not remember whether I was able to pull it off correctly, but we're going to see whether we are essentially close or not. If you are interested in seeing how to do a perfect expand for Zeratul, which will allow you to clear your rocks and your allies' rocks completely on this mission, you can go visit Starcraft2coop.com's Zeratul page, and there is a link to a video there, or it is available somewhere on this channel. Unfortunately, no, it does not happen. So what normally should happen is that this one of the Zeratul Legion should split off and get sent towards this site. So that is somewhat unfortunate, but again, the timing is very tricky. The pixel positioning is very tricky. It just makes this a very difficult kind of expand to do. But it's kind of fun, and you know, if your ally naturally knows what you're doing, it is kind of impressive as well. So like, oh, you're able to clear the whole thing. But yeah, you can see in the least optimal circumstances, you can basically clear one gas rock, and the main rocks here. One of the gas rocks ends up just staying alive. But again, Zeratul, Tychus, not really much of a problem. Very strong commanders in the early game, very strong commanders in the late game, and they will be going ahead here. And let's have a look at the macro right now. Everything seems to be pretty much in line. Mastery wise, we have unit attack speed, artifact spawn, legion cost, sure graded cooldown, yeah, that's pretty much all standard selections here. So Tychus goes ahead now, and he's just gonna go and clear these last remaining rocks. And now the first attack wave has spawned. So Zeratul will be out at the 4-minute mark, so Tychus will have to go and deal with this attack wave by himself. You can see that we have a bunch of adepts here, so no big deal really for Tychus. So yeah, Tychus's first outlaw is not out yet, but there we go. There's a sure grenade, goes to just trigger this barrier. And he's gonna move back a little bit to just move these units away here. There's a little bit of micro from Tychus' side, uses another sure grenade, and then Zeratul is out and uses his swipe ability, which I cannot remember what it's called, to end up pretty much killing off the adepts for the first time, and then we have a second chance as well. So Zeratul's artifact fragment is probably spawned somewhere over here, and Tychus is gonna go and start pushing into this enemy base, and that should he should end up cleaning up that side before the next set of rocks end up getting broken. So yeah. Zeratul has gone for the Tesseract Mollusk as well. Tesseract Mollusk get put on the high ground, so keep the Tesseract Mollusk safe away from the attack waves, so he doesn't end up losing all these units here. But there are a bunch of ambushers as well now. The ambushers will end up cleaning up this Phoenix, which has managed to make its way quite a distance to the temple. But Tychus and Sirius are now dealing a little bit of damage to these enemy base here, and he wants to try and just clear the side out. Makes it a little bit easier when in the later stages of the game when you want to try and push. But do notice that these photon cannons do have the life leech, and that does cause a few problems here. Tychus on the front line, a little bit of damage. And then now Zeratul is also in position. They do also have the barrier buff, which is also kind of annoying. A little bit of micro back to Tychus, just to make sure he doesn't end up getting folks fired down by these cannons. Now Zeratul's army is also in position, and they will start cleaning up this side. A few more attack waves here. Tychus is going to drop a turret. No, Tychus doesn't have a turret here. And Zeratul is going to try and just clean up these phoenixes here. And so far, the temple has not taken any damage. There's still a hybrid here. And Zeratul is basically just waiting for his second artifact fragment. Once his second artifact fragment comes up, he's going to be able to deal a lot more damage. So Zeratul blinks forward, uses his... I can't remember what that ability is called. It's kind of annoying me now. Anyway, so Tychus and Sirius going ahead and dealing with this next attack wave. There's a medevac pickup on Tychus as well, just to replenish his HP. And Yeah, there we go. We have now the muscle armory out, so I think Tychus will probably be getting Rattlesnake to provide a little bit more damage output here. And yeah, there's a Nexus that will end up getting cleaned up. And notice how these probes are running away in the corners. Always make sure that if you do decide to clear this side, make sure you check the corners here, because the probes will hide. They'll try and run away. The Zeratul has picked up his next artifact fragment, which means now the Stalkers can blink and start dealing more damage. As you can see over there, Stalker going forward, cleans up that Phoenix. Whatever's left here will get cleaned up by Tychus. There's also a Nexus here. See how these probes will just run to the corner? Make sure you always keep track of these probes, because these things are so ridiculously annoying. They will try and run away and hide in the corner. And you can see over here, there's a probe here that was missed, unfortunately. And no pickups there. I don't know if that probe was actually noticed. I don't think it was noticed. But the Void Thrasher is now out. Zeratul is in position to start harassing the side. And yeah, that probe actually managed to survive there. Oh no, never mind. The probe actually got spotted. It does end up resurrecting itself. I still don't think the commanders have noticed, which means the probe is going to start putting down some more pylons. And that is where the annoying part of this mission happens. Tychus has medevaced himself up here now, and he wants to start clearing out the side. Drops a Share Grenade to trigger the barrier onto these cans, so he can end up cleaning up that. And Zeratul is already also in position. He has 2 Tesseract Monoliths on here. And I think now this probe will end up getting picked off as well. And now the next attack wave has spawned on Tychus' part here. The next artifact fragment is also out for Zeratul, and you can see what Zeratul has done now is he's put down some observers to provide his detection, so you can actually see what to expect from this mission. So Zeratul now has found the artifact fragment. Just wants to go ahead and pick that up. His ambushers are already in position and ready for this attack wave to go into here, and now he has his level 3 attack upgrade. So Zeratul now is at full power. His Stalkers are also in position. We do get lifted by a bunch of the Phoenixes here, which is a little bit of a problem, because there are actually a lot of Phoenixes in the mix here. But Zeratul is trying to blink and sort of one-shotting the rest of these units over here. They decide to blink back a little bit. It just dies, causing a lot of problems for Zeratul right now, but he seems to be okay. The Phoenixes start dealing a little bit of damage to the temple, but again, a little bit of micro. Phoenixes don't seem to be interested in lifting up the units, but there are just a lot of Phoenixes to be dealt with here, which makes it very, very difficult, because yeah, this composition is not very good for Zeratul, and once the Phoenixes lift up a few units, they will de-aggro, and because there are no areas for Zeratul, they will end up attacking the temple instead. So now we have another bunch of Tesseract Monoliths here, just to keep these units off the temple for a while. While Zeratul starts to ramp up his army. And again, Zeratul decides to blink forward, causes the Just Die to proc a few times. Now we can do another blink as well, just to keep these units in check. And I think the side will be held with no problems either. On here, Tychus is having a few problems dealing with the Phoenixes that are there in the air composition. But there are, again, Tesseract Monoliths. Tesseract Monoliths will end up catching this Phoenix out. And Phoenix will get cleaned up. And now Tychus is just pushing into the space to clean up that site. There are a few pylons here that got put down by the probe, but of those probes did end up getting killed off by the cannons or the turrets that had been dropped. So overall, okay. And Zeratul is going to start pushing into this enemy base as well. And you can see this is the value of having the observers. You can now see where the gather points of the attack wave is. And this has also given Tychus a bit of vision, so he can medevac himself up. So we'll go ahead and deal with that side. And Zeratul now is going to start pushing this side of the map, and they end up clearing out. Here does notice that probe. He's going to end up cleaning up that probe with his entire army. Just deflects on that probe. And then we have a bunch of Phoenixes here as well. That was a little bit of damage. Zeratul Legion gets dropped now to just draw aggro from these Phoenixes off the temple, which is a decent idea, given that you do not want the temple to take too much damage. But you can see how Just Die just makes this thing so annoying while Zeratul pushes on this side. Tychus on here, there are a few hybrids which are going to cause Tychus a few problems, because anti-air is not too great at the moment. He doesn't have the splash damage at the moment to that side, but he, combined with Sirius's turrets, he's able to clean up that side. And Zeratul has cleared up the entire lane here. But now we only have the Zenith Stones left over. Hybrid ends up going down. Tychus medevaced himself up here. And he's good to go. There's another attack wave that has spawned. And now Zeratul is again in position and be able to deal with that. He's forward, he uses his little Blade Fury upgrade, and now whatever's left here is going to get deleted by the Stalkers, very, very quickly. Now we have a Void Thrasher doing a little bit of damage. Tychus is on here, so we can go ahead and deal with this bonus objective area. Bonus objective not too bad because it will not respawn, but the Void Thrasher will respawn because it just dies, so you will have to go each Void Thrasher twice. Zeratul doesn't really care. He has enough damage output now to go ahead and clear the side out. He's basically supply cap right now, so I don't know what the next plan for Zeratul will be. There are a few observers on this part that Zeratul will have to spread around the minimap, so you get a little bit of vision around the side. So yeah, there we go. This Zenstone will also get cleaned up by Zeratul. This one will get cleaned up by Tychus. So that is pretty much all the bonus objectives done on this mission. Now there is a Warpin on here, and this will start harassing Zeratul's mineral line. But again, all the phoenixes do end up lifting up the site. There's a Zeratul Legion that gets dropped to end up cleaning up these phoenixes here. You don't really want these phoenixes harassing your mineral line unnecessarily, and Zeratul will be making his way back now towards this part of the mission. The Zeratul Legion will be given an attack command to move here, and now Tychus is going to medevac himself across, and he's going to try and clear out that last side. So again, another attack wave has been dropped, but that will get intercepted by Zeratul and Tychus at the same time. Zeratul Legion is going to start cleaning up this side now, and I'm not sure if Tychus wants to go ahead and deal with this next part. No, Tychus wants to go and deal with this Void Thrasher. Good idea at the moment, but they will be running short of time right now. But that Void Thrasher will end up going... Nope, doesn't go down because it has to respawn. I forgot about the respawn. And now Tychus, Zeratul is in position. Blinks, one-shots the Void Thrasher. Now Zeratul with his army of observers will Zeratul will be spreading these observers all around the map. So you can see over here we have a bunch of observers just to provide a little bit of vision of the minimap. This vision is very, very important when it comes to playing proactively in this mission, or in any mission for that matter. Just having vision of the entire map terrain gives other commanders so much more of a power spike. So just imagine like Swan's laser drill, for example, having global map vision and being able to deal damage whenever it is, you know, throughout the course of the game. Tychus having the mobility of his medevacs. A lot of commanders get a lot of benefit from just having observers all around the area, and you can see here the observers are going to be spread all around. You can see all the ramps and all these areas here, so whenever there's an enemy unit that spawns, you will be able to deal damage to them, or be able to intercept them, so you won't really be taken by surprise. Especially, this is very useful for allies that do not know the map order. Kind of funny here, there's a stasis ward that ends up nuking all of Tychus' stuff. It's kind of funny there, but yeah, there you go. So now you know where this attack wave is coming from. You can see it just as soon as it spawns. Now Zeratul will be able to intercept this if he needs to do so. Still no use of the artifact though, which is kind of interesting here, but Zeratul doesn't really need it, doesn't really care. There's an attack wave that's coming up towards this side as well. So Void Rays on here, Phoenixes on this side, so the commanders will have to be careful when they're dealing with this side properly. So Tychus has knocks out now, so he has enough splash damage on here, and over here the Zeratul has dropped the artifact, which ends up devolving all these units into scouts, which is very, very useful for him. A little bit more easier to deal with. There is a hybrid dominated plasma blast, but again, Zeratul not interested in engaging that just yet. He decides to shade forward a few cannons here, which will cause a few stuns and slowdowns onto these units on that side. Over here, Tychus is doing okay as well, and they're taking out these hybrids. These hybrids are really tanky with a just die mutator, really annoying to deal with. And now Tychus has added Vega to the mix here. So the reason why he's added Vega here is because he wants to break these attack waves. He wants to just take out the high tech units, so he doesn't have to deal with with the Tempests or Void Rays or stuff. So it makes it a little bit easier for him to just go ahead and do that. Combined with Vega's Confuse ability, he can get the attack waves to attack themselves and reduce his damage output here. So there is another turret that gets dropped to go ahead and deal with these stasis wards. You can see here these oracles are really, really annoying. Tychus is now in position in the wrong side, I believe. There is another Zeratul Legion that's dropped here to go ahead and deal with this side. Now Tychus has medevaced himself on here to deal with a stack wave, and now Zeratul will be making his way towards the next Void Thrasher. And now we have a large number of cannons that are getting dropped on Zeratul, and these cannons are just there as a mineral dump. It is not necessary to go for the cannons in the end stage of the game, but Zeratul is pretty much supply capped, so you might as well just spend your resources effectively and use that. Are going to be cut off by that stasis ward here. And now there is some units that are attacking the temple over here. So there's again shaded and some cannons. This is one of the other advantages of having Zeratul's cannons as well. And yeah, there we go. There are a few stalkers have been lost as a result of this engage, but again, stalkers deal a lot of damage, and one blink just instantly can one-shot pretty much the entire attack wave here. So there's no blink on. There we go. There's a blink here. Just see the damage output here. Ends up evaporating that hybrid right now. And again, there's just some more HP left on this Void Thrash, but this Void Thrasher will end up going down. Again, the Just Die makes it very, very annoying to deal with, especially with the blinks. Now there we go. So that Void Thrasher ends up getting cleaned up, and now Commander is going to be getting ready for the last set of Void Thrashers that will be coming up. Tychus Medivacs over here. Go ahead and deal with these Phoenixes. A few Warp Prisms are still alive here, and one Adept that seems to have been abandoned. Not really sure why that is, but there we go. And Zeratul will be making his way here. The one thing that Zeratul can do is add Void Rays to each side of the map. This was when I was very, very early in my Zeratul play. I'm very experienced as a player. What you can do is just add Void Rays, which just give you the mobility that you need instead of having to run across all over the spots over here. But anyway, there are a bunch of Phoenixes here, and there is a blink. There is a shade forward on some of these Tesseract monoliths just to provide a little bit more damage output. Some of the Phoenixes do end up lifting Zeratul's army. Zeratul's army is going to blink, wiping out that some of these units here and resetting their Just Die stacks. I think Zeratul did end up getting picked off by the Oracles. Oracles went full Disco Inferno mode onto Zeratul, and that ended up wiping Zeratul out. But that Void Thrasher is going to end up getting cleaned up. And yeah, so far, yeah, nothing pretty much lost. Like 9 ambushers and 1 Zeratul was taken out as a result. But that is all okay so far. There is another attack wave that has spawned, and you can see the value of Vega's Dominate here. Just ends up breaking the entire attack wave, and a lot of Amon's high-tech units have been lost. Another blink forward here ends up wiping out the Hybrid Dominator, and that area has been cleared. On this side, the attack wave has spawned, and Tychus will be under Tempest. That is coming up here. See, Just Die causing a few problems here for Tychus, but he's going to be able to clean up that attack wave without too many problems. I think there might be another attack wave that will be making its way back, but Zeratul is moving his army towards the center of the map so far. So there we go. There's another bunch of hybrids. Another Psionic Storm gets dropped. And, it's Ultrasonic Pulse, not Psionic Storm. But yeah, these hybrids are getting picked off, and now the next attack wave has been spawned, and Tychus uses his medevac pickup to go and clean up that side. On here, Tychus does have 1 turret, but that turret will end up getting picked off. But Zeratul has provided his ally with the detection and the vision that he needs, and now there are a lot of cannons over here that will be holding the side while Zeratul tries to get into position. On here, again, Tychus has medevaced himself across to go and deal with this attack wave. Avatar of Essence gets dropped to completely devolve that attack wave, and this entire attack wave is being held back right now by Zeratul's cannon defenses here, and Zeratul's army is moving into here instead. Nope, wants to go here now and deal with that side. There is a nuke that gets dropped from Tychus's Odin to end up cleaning up that side, and now the rest of the side will end up cleaning up by it'll end up getting cleaned up by Zeratul's army. And that is the last attack wave, I believe, of this mission. There are a few more Tempests that are still alive. Odin, unfortunately, not too great at dealing damage to these air units, but he does end up cleaning those units up finally. And that is a temple defended with a grand view of the Odin, and that is GG.